People often say I am as bright and unrestrained as the midsummer sun, born warm and luminous, sheltered by family tenderness and prosperity, free from sorrow and regret, living a bold and sincere life. To the world, I am always optimistic and passionate, as if all darkness and coldness in the world can never touch me. Yet few truly understand that this perpetual sunlit glow once endured long solitary rainy days in my unknown youth, hiding timid crushes, unfulfilled affections, lingering regrets, and tangled confusion deep in my heart. My youth was defined by two people. One was a youthful, haunting obsession from my ignorant teenage years. The other was a destined reunion of mutual redemption that illuminated my entire life after storms and misunderstandings. Zhuangshu was the unattainable white moonlight of my adolescence, a wholehearted, unrequited love that ended in vain. Lin Yusin was the scorching summer sun bestowed by fate after I outgrew my naivety, healing all my past wounds and gifting me a lifetime of sincere and steady affection. In adolescence, love was the simplest yet most magnificent feeling. Pure and unreserved, I knew nothing of worldly gaps, tangled human hearts, inferiority, or restraint. Every glance at him bloomed summer flowers in my chest. Quiet, intelligent, and reserved, Zhuangshu carried a cold and distant aura. Born ordinary yet relentlessly diligent, he shone softly in the crowd. Drawn to his unique calm, I devoted my purest, most sincere teenage love entirely to him without reservation. I once believed sincere affection could bridge all gaps, melt all estrangement, and earn reciprocal response. I approached timidly, loved clumsily and passionately, watched silently, and pursued bravely. I poured all my youthful zeal into this crush, convinced that persistence and sincerity would eventually warm his coldness and win his heart. Fearless of gossip, status disparity, or uncertain futures, I clung firmly to my teenage faith in love. Yet most youthful crushes end in irreparable regret. With time, I finally understood that Zhuangshu's distance, indifference, evasion, and contradictory words stemmed not from apathy, but from deep-rooted inferiority and timidity. A vast worldly and social gap separated us. He did not fail to feel affection. He dared not embrace it. He was moved yet deliberately restrained, hiding his fondness behind coldness and pushing me away with harsh words to protect his fragile pride. Young and naive, I could not decipher the struggle beneath his indifference or his awkward hidden affection. I only saw repeated evasions, unmet expectations, and futile devotion. My courage became superfluous, my fondness a burden, my sincerity a one-sided joke. Countless sleepless nights left me questioning my worth, my boldness, and the meaning of my persistence. That timid crush gradually turned from joy to bitterness, fading into an incomplete and hasty ending. I have never resented my youthful infatuation, nor truly blamed Zhuangshu. To this day, I understand his awkward restraint was carved by circumstance and origin. He watched over me silently in secret, moved by my sincerity, yet his pride and reality forbade him from loving openly. He buried his affection deep in his heart and masked it with coldness, ruining the purest love he could ever receive. Our youthful regret was no one's fault, merely a wrong encounter in immature years, an unsolvable helplessness amid worldly disparity. Nevertheless, that long, unrequited love left faint traces in my soul. It taught me restraint, prudence, and discretion, no longer allowing blind passion or reckless devotion. The fearless, bold girl I once was grew cautious, gentle, and restrained. Though I remained sunny and positive, I never again gave my entire heart to another without reserve. Youthful regret is the gentlest lesson of growth, teaching me to distinguish suitability, compatibility, and true mutual devotion in the years that followed. As years passed, I graduated from campus and stepped into the workplace, shedding teenage ignorance and learning maturity and independence. I thought my life would proceed peacefully, with youthful crushes sealed as distant memories, until I met Lin Yusin. Like a sudden burst of sunlight piercing through haze, he broke into my ordinary life unexpectedly, disrupting my calm trajectory and healing all my lingering youthful wounds. Our initial encounter was filled with misunderstandings and estrangement. Transformed from a gentle, talented surgeon into a sharp, rigorous business elite, Lin Yusin appeared cold, domineering, and unapproachable. As a naive newcomer, I faced his strict criticism and correction, mistakenly believing he targeted and harassed me deliberately. I remained cautious and distant, intimidated by his imposing presence, unaware of the profound sorrow hidden beneath his stern exterior. I had no idea that a catastrophic traffic accident had shattered his brilliant future overnight. A gifted cardiothoracic surgeon with unparalleled talent and a benevolent heart, he once held a precise scalpel and a boundless, promising career. A sudden injury to his right hand forced him to abandon his beloved medical profession forever, discarding his white coat and stepping reluctantly into the cold, unfamiliar business world. That irreversible life collapse became the deepest obsession and sorrow buried in his soul. Most heartbreaking of all, this life-altering accident was inextricably linked to me. The fatal invitation had been forged by someone else's impersonation, entirely unknown to me. Yet I bore the weight of his hidden resentment for years without knowledge. He harbored lingering grief, estrangement, and harshness toward me because of this unsolved misunderstanding, resenting my ignorance and indifferent composure while I remained completely oblivious. For a long time, we drifted apart amid unspoken barriers. He concealed past trauma and resentment behind deliberate coldness. I remained timid and cautious in my workplace ignorance. We were parallel lines drawn toward each other, yet guarded, unable to see each other's true hearts beneath thick walls of estrangement. Yet heartfelt attraction transcends all misunderstandings and distance. As we spent more time together, I finally penetrated his icy exterior and discovered the tenderness and sincerity beneath his strictness. I gradually realized his rigor was never deliberate harshness, but extreme responsibility and hidden gentleness. Seemingly stern and forceful, he was meticulous, considerate, and protective, silently safeguarding me, tolerating my clumsiness and nurturing my growth. At work, he corrected my flaws patiently, polished my abilities, and guided me from an awkward rookie into a calm, capable professional. In life, he saw through my softness, guarded my brightness, and accepted every imperfection of mine without prejudice. He witnessed my workplace clumsiness, my quiet tenderness and solitude, my hidden sensitivity beneath my sunny exterior, and all my subtle emotions. Unlike others who merely admired my brightness, he understood the restraint behind my positivity and pitied the lingering sorrows of my youth. He never pressured me to let go of the past hastily or open my heart abruptly. Instead, he accompanied me silently, guarded me gently, and melted my inner barriers day by day with sincere devotion, healing my old wounds accumulated over years. I also gradually perceived his vulnerability and regret. The seemingly omnipotent, decisive Lin Yusen carried untold scars in his heart. The sorrow of abandoning his surgical career, the helplessness of forced career transformation, the sudden collapse of his life trajectory, and years of suppressed melancholy left him perpetually tense and restrained. Though radiant and unyielding on the surface, he endured endless wind and frost, merely masking fragility with strength and tenderness with indifference. I began to understand his awkwardness, strictness, and obsessions, pitying the dark years he endured alone. Two scarred souls with respective regrets gradually drew close, resonated, and redeemed each other through daily companionship. Our love possessed no teenage recklessness or one-sided bitterness, only the steadfast, genuine mutual devotion of mature adults. Born from misunderstanding, deepened by understanding, rooted in sincerity, and settled in lifelong companionship. When all buried truths surfaced and years of estrangement dissolved completely, I finally comprehended all his hidden restraint and affection. Learning the truth of the accident, the impersonated invitation, and his years of suppressed anguish filled my heart with endless emotion. His past coldness, harshness, and rivalry were never malice, but tangled affection mixed with love and resentment. He once resented me, yet had long fallen for me silently through fleeting years, guarding and loving me in obscurity. Zhuangshu's love was timid adolescent restraint, suppressed by pride and defeated by reality, timing, and inferiority, ending only in belated regret. Lin Yusen's love, by contrast, is mature, open, and resolute tenderness after experiencing worldly vicissitudes. It is the unwavering determination of loving every part of me, past regrets and imperfections included. Knowing all my youth's clumsiness and sorrow, he still chose me wholeheartedly, guarded me firmly, and loved me unconditionally without hesitation. In my teenage years, I once believed passionate one-sided devotion was the deepest love, and obsessive persistence meant perfection. Meeting Lin Yusen taught me that true love is never a lonely battle or self-moving dedication, but mutual tolerance, redemption, and accomplishment. It is understanding each other's regrets, cherishing each other's scars, guarding each other's brightness, and warming each other's desolation. It is walking forward side by side after shedding all ignorance and recklessness. I finally reconciled with my why. I finally understand that the best love is not impulsive teenage infatuation, but resolute choice after experiencing life's vicissitudes. Not one-sided pursuit, but mutually compatible lifelong companionship. One person adorned my youthful years, another warmed my remaining life. Zhuangshu gifted me growth through regret. Lin Yusin gifted me worldly perfection and lifelong stability. My heart blazes like the summer sun, gentle and unchanging. I have finally grown into my favorite self. Bright, magnanimous, transparent, and calm, with light in my eyes, love in my heart, and a definite destination for my future. The past is prologue. All regrets are preludes to perfection. Ahead lies vast rivers and gentle years. With the sun shining brightly, I walk hand in hand with my beloved, peaceful and untroubled through every passing season. Many people often ask me what true relief truly means. It is not completely erasing the past, not staying silent about regrets, nor pretending never to have been hurt. After walking through long youthful years, experiencing impulsive affection, futile longing, misunderstandings, reunion, and mutual redemption, I finally understand that genuine letting go is never about wiping out what has happened, but openly accepting every part of my story. I accept my ignorant and reckless teenage self, accept the sourness and parting Zhuangshu left in my youth, accept the restlessness and self-doubt that haunted countless sleepless nights, and embrace all the imperfections and helplessness along the path of growth. Every regret in the past has never been a punishment from fate, but the most precious coming-of-age gift bestowed by time, allowing me to shed childish paranoia, learn to distinguish true sincerity, cherish companionship, and eventually grow into a calm, clear, and luminous version of myself. Occasionally, when flipping through old photos, I still recall the summers of my high school years. The wutong trees outside the classroom were luxuriant and lush. Cicadas chirped passionately. The blackboard was covered with unsolved mathematical formulas, and the gaps of the desks hid the timid secrets of a young girl. Back then, I loved secretly gazing at the figure sitting by the window, watching his concentrated look while brushing questions, and the pure clarity in his cold and quiet eyes. The fondness of that time was too pure. Without any worldly utilitarianism, I was simply attracted by someone's excellence and restraint, willingly running towards him, holding expectations for him, and bearing regrets for him. Looking back now, I no longer feel the throbbing or sourness of the past, only gentle gratitude. I am thankful for that brave and passionate young girl who dared to love, expect, devote, and persist fearlessly. I am also thankful for Zhuangshu's appearance, which gave my youth boiling warmth, profound memories, and opportunities for subsequent growth. I no longer dwell on his restraint and retreat in those years, nor speculate how many unspoken feelings he hid in his heart. I have thoroughly understood the young us. Two equally ignorant, sensitive, and fate-bound teenagers met the person they most wanted to cherish at an age when we knew least how to love. His inferiority, pride, and timidity, together with my passion, frankness, and recklessness, wove an irreparable parting. No one was to blame. It was merely bad timing and youthful powerlessness. In adulthood, we eventually learned to reconcile with regrets. Not to forgive others' retreats, but to forgive our own helpless younger selves. I once believed that the unattainable is always the best, and unfinished affection is always the most unforgettable. Yet after walking through years of trivial days and steady companionship with Lin Yusen, dissolving misunderstandings and weathering storms side by side, I completely overturned my youthful paranoia. What is truly precious is never illusory, unfulfilled longing, but tangible peace, constant exclusive tenderness, and unwavering certainty through worldly vicissitudes. Zhuangshu left me the throbs of youth and the pains of growth, teaching me bravery, relief, and the difference between love and regret. Lin Yusen gifted me the tenderness of mortal life, unconditional tolerance and preference, and resolute companionship after seeing all my weaknesses and flaws. My days with Lin Yusen hold no dramatic and vigorous plots, yet contain the most touching worldly perfection. He never perfunctorily soothes me with empty sweet words. All his tenderness hides in trivial daily details. They are careful reminders every morning before going out, constant hot tea in the office during late overtime nights, silent companionship when I feel low-spirited, and steady guidance when I feel confused. He has witnessed my embarrassment at work, my softness when reminiscing about the past, and my occasional sensitive and vulnerable moods. Yet he never criticizes, perfunctorily treats, or grows tired of me. He understands that beneath my sunny personality lies years of cautious unease. So he fills the empty corners of my heart and smooths all the folds and scars of my youth with persistent preference day after day. I have gradually learned how to love someone and achieve mutual devotion and accomplishment. In the past, I loved blindly with total devotion and reckless courage, lacking discretion and self-reservation. Now I understand that the best love is equally matched and mutually supportive. I accept the scars of his past, and he tolerates the regrets of my youth. I pity the darkness he endured alone, and he cherishes the purity of my positive spirit. I am no longer a girl relying on others for healing. I have gained independent confidence and the ability to love sincerely. I can stand firmly by his side, share storms and relieve his fatigue, becoming his armor just as he has always guarded me. I have thoroughly comprehended Lin Yusen's deeply hidden tenderness and affection. Though he appears cold, strong, and decisive, sharp and unyielding in business, he always retains inherent kindness and softness in his soul. The accident that ruined his dream of being a surgeon is an indelible regret in his life. He has countless times dreamed of the operating room in the dead of night, of the pure days holding a scalpel. That helplessness and regret have lingered in his heart for years. Yet he never allowed the darkness of the past to engulf him, never complained about fate or abandoned himself. Instead, bearing scars all over his body, he still retains tenderness towards the world, sincerity towards others, and integrity in his actions. He never deliberately publicizes his sufferings or seeks sympathy, digesting all torment and restraint silently on his own. After meeting me, he slowly lets go of all defenses, willing to show his vulnerability and helplessness, and set aside his sharp edges to tolerate every part of me gently. His half-life of wandering and regret teaches me that true strength is not being invincible or never hurt, but remaining passionate about life, gentle to others and firm in kindness after experiencing countless storms and hardships. Time flows gently and settles tenderly. In daily companionship, we heal each other's pasts and grow into better versions of ourselves. I have completely walked out of the haze of youth, no longer bound by past regrets or haunted by unfinished longing. I finally realized that every encounter and departure, every perfection and imperfection in life is the best arrangement. The person I missed in youth exists to teach me growth. The person I meet in adulthood exists to grant me lifelong perfection. All the detours I took, loneliness I endured, and grievances I suffered eventually become the foundation of my growth, making me more transparent, certain and appreciative of every peaceful day ahead. Now I remain bright, passionate, and sincere, yet endowed with calmness and clarity tempered by years. I love life, mortal fireworks, and all trivial beauties in the world, no longer fearing loss, dwelling on the past, or clinging to illusions blindly. I clearly know what I want, understanding how to love others, cherish myself, and live calmly. I have a warm family, a sincere life, a stable career, and a lover who stays by my side through every season with mutual devotion. My life no longer needs illusory paranoia to fill the void or unfinished regrets to embellish my youth. I possess tangible, accessible, warm, and steady happiness. They say a person experiences two major growths in life. The first is bidding farewell to ignorant youth, and the second is reconciling with past regrets. For me, Zhuangshu was the opportunity for my first growth, letting me learn bravery and relief in youthful love. Lin Yusen is the redemption for my second growth, letting me learn perfection and certainty in mortal life. The summer sun of youth is warm yet transient, stunning the years but fading eventually. The summer sun of the rest of life is tender and lasting, warming the world and thriving through every season. In the days ahead, I will carry the bravery endowed by youth and the calmness bestowed by time, walking hand in hand with Lin Yusen. We will accompany and cherish each other in ordinary mortal days, support each other through life's storms, and nourish mutual growth in the long river of time. I no longer cling to youthful perfection, for I have already owned the best rest of my life. I no longer yearn for the moonlight of the past, For the blazing sun beside me has long illuminated my entire world and warmed every moment of my future years. My heart blazes like the summer sun, tender and unchanged, perfect and fulfilled. The past is all prologue, and the future is full of promise. With my scorching sun by my side, I dwell in peace, brightness, and perfection through every passing year.